I'm not handsome enough. I'm not good looking enough. I'm not big enough. I'm not strong enough. It's stuff I thought when I was 12 or 13, still at school. When I was at school, I genuinely considered myself the most ugly person. I thought I was completely disgusting. But to be honest, I was disgusting. Not in a way of like I didn't shower, I didn't take care of my hygiene. Not even in the way like I looked bad. But in the way of how I acted. But more on that later. We, at some point in our lives, have had this idea that we are disgusting humans. That we look horrible. That we aren't in shape. That we aren't as good as we want to look. Because social media has crushed your expectations of how to look. Do you want to know why all of these people look so much better than you do in public? It's because they're not seeing themselves. Let me tell you something. Back in the 80s and the 90s, mirrors were the only way you could actually see your own face. There wasn't such thing as phones until, let's say, the early 2000s. Not phones with cameras, at least. Which means you only ever got to see yourself through a mirror. If you had a mirror. No one gave a fuck how they looked. They were just themselves. And the issue with the modern day and age, the issue with the modern generation, and the reason you look so bloody ugly, is because you obsess with yourself. You sit there and touch your face for hours, bro. You sit there and you obsess with how you look, and you can't help but see yourself. When you see yourself, of course you're ugly. You're seeing yourself through the mirror. You're not seeing yourself how other people see you. How do other people see you, you might ask? When you're doing shit outside. When you're naturally being yourself. There's a reason you feel so insecure about how you look. There's a reason you feel so insecure about how you act. I'm going to tell you, if you feel insecure about how you look, as long as you're actually being yourself and you're on the correct path, let's say you're going to the gym, let's say you're going running, let's say you're boxing or playing football even, as long as you're doing some sort of physical activity, what could you possibly complain about? Me personally, I'm a huge advocate for the gym. I'm a huge advocate for combat sports, right? Or any sports, but combat sports especially. I'd put combat sports over the gym, as a matter of fact. If you're a young man, young woman even, combat sports over the gym each and every single time. I'd rather go boxing 6 times a week than the gym 5 times a week. You understand? But that's not the point I'm trying to get at. The point I'm trying to say is as long as you're on the correct path, don't think of yourself such a way. Maybe you don't look good now, but bro, you're going through puberty. You can't expect to look good. You can't expect to sound good. If you're insecure about your voice probably hasn't even broken yet. And if it has, what can you do about it? Just relax a little bit, bro. So my personal advice to you that I wish I had known when I was younger is stop fixating over the man you see in the mirror. Because that's not you. In front of the mirror, you're doing your best. You're like, I don't know what you're doing, bro, but you're doing something, right? You're probably gelling your hair, slicking it back, thinking, I look dapper with your outfits because you think you're a roadman. Of course you're insecure. That's why you're wearing big puffer jackets. That's why you're wearing all of these roadman clothes and the balaclava, even though you're not going to rob anybody. You're trying to act hard and you're insecure about yourself because you're not actually being yourself. And this is the number one thing I want to crack down on today. Fitness is important. If you genuinely think I'm fat, I need to change my life, go do fitness. If you think I'm skinny, I need to eat more and perhaps do a bit more boxing to become a bit more toned, go ahead and do that, bro. That's fine. But honestly, most of your insecurities come from not accepting who you are. And you can't change that. You can artificially change that. But at the end of the day, you're still going to let yourself show. So if you act one way in front of your friends, and then all of a sudden you act like yourself, truthfully, you probably don't even align with those friends. If you're actually acting as yourself and you align with those friends, what is there to complain about? Honestly, I wish I had better friends. What is there to complain about? And that's something I wish I had known at a younger age. Because obviously, we got into these friend groups. We got into these awesome places. We were able to go see cities and such and do shopping in the local cities like South Coast, right? But they're all like fake roadmen. Let's be honest. They're all fake roadmen. The clothes they wore, roadman-esque. Right? The vapes they did. And that didn't actually align with me. I was semi-acting when I was around them. Luckily, so were they. Most of them, so were they. But my point is, if we were to all act normally, we probably wouldn't all be a friend group. If I was actually comfortable with who I was, and I was just like, sure, I'm this person who acts this way, and I actually got a friend group who aligned with that and was able to understand me, and I was able to understand them and be appreciative of each other, my life would have been better. And I'm not saying that as a dig to my friend group. I'm saying that as a thing I wish I knew. If I had known that you need to surround yourself with people who you actually align with, not who you act with, who you actually align with, I probably would have been a lot better than I am now. Let's just say that, right? And instead of accepting yourself for this crazy laugh you have, or you don't look very handsome because your genetics are shit. My genetics suck, bro. But I don't personally sit there and fixate on myself instead of the camera. You know, I don't personally fixate on genetics. It's whatever with that, right? That's who I am. That's who I've been born to be. So I just allow it to happen. Just like the laugh. Jimmy Carr's got a funny laugh. If you don't know who Jimmy Carr is, search up his laugh. He's got like a interesting laugh. He doesn't sit there and cry every night because he doesn't have the same laugh as everyone else. My main point is, stop trying to change yourself. The reason you feel so insecure is because you're trying to change yourself. And you realise, oh, actually, I'm like this instead of this. But this is more optimal for XYZ business. This is more optimal for Fortnite. You're trying to change yourself to fit in with these groups. Okay. Does Elon Musk fit in? Does Jeff Bezos fit in? Are these not normal people, or are they different? Obviously they're different. They actually allow themselves to be shown to public. They don't act one way and then another way behind closed doors. They act the same way. They actually are who they are. They don't let these insecurities shut them down. The moment you start letting your insecurities shut you, is the moment you begin to fail. And I promise you that. I totally promise you that. For example, could you imagine if Elon Musk was sitting there like, oh, I'm really fat, so I'm going to stop working on Brainlink, Neuralink, and stop working on Tesla and SpaceX and all of X as well. But he doesn't. He doesn't, because he has billions of dollars. And who he is a genuinely intellectual person, maybe not quite sporty. And that's why he doesn't have a fantastic physique. That's him. Who you see when you see Elon Musk is Elon Musk. You don't see his alter ego. You don't see this fake version of him. You see Elon Musk. This is the best type of person to be. Because once you become comfortable with who you have been born to be, you don't need to change yourself, right? You don't need to go out and change gender, change name, change anything about yourself. And I'm not saying this to be controversial or anything. I'm saying this like genuinely, this is what I believe. You do not need to go out and change yourself at all. Because you're born as you. You're born as you with your genetic code. And if you're unhappy with who you're born with, tough shit, you still got to live it. You only get one chance. You only get one chance around this revolving sphere. And if you genuinely would prefer to change it rather than in just embracing who you are and stop worrying about your insecurities, I promise you're not going to get as far. Because that's going to be your personality now. Your personality is going to be, oh, I'm different. I'm different because I changed myself. Rather than, I'm different because I'm actually who I am. It's going to crush you. That is going to crush you. So accept yourself for who you are, brother. Whoever you are out there, I hope you've watched to this point. I hope you've gained value. Please stop worrying about stuff that you literally cannot control. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever you cannot control, stop worrying about it. Instead of sitting there and being like, and shitting your pants about it. Because there's better things to be spending your time on. And I promise you, it's only going to do you harm. It's only ever going to do you harm. Sitting there and thinking, I need to change me and my personality. You don't. Self-improvement isn't that idea. You don't need to change your personality to be in self-improvement. The idea of self-improvement is to take who you are and amplify it, become greater. I might have a goofy personality, right? I might have some weird laugh. I might have a terrible smile on me, because I have a terrible smile on me, right? But, you know, I can still be all of that and have $10,000 a month. £10,000, 10,000 dirhams a month, whatever. I can still have who I am and actually have something fantastic on the side. That's the idea of self-improvement. I can still be me, this weird me, right? Weird, whatever. And be mega jacked in 5 years. It's possible. It's 100% possible. So no matter what you're trying to achieve in life, please, please, please remember to be yourself. Actually be yourself. You can change stuff, you can tweak things. If you don't like the vapes, cut them out before vapes become your personality. You don't like the drinking, cut it out before it becomes your personality. Because if you allow these weird things to go on inside of your mind, these addictions, right? And you allow them to personally take control of your life and become your personality, then you're not actually ever going to be yourself again. And it's the same with doom scrolling. That's why I preach the message I preach. And I had to clear this. Stop being insecure. Because I guarantee you, you are more than fine. I guarantee you, you're better looking than you think you are. And I guarantee you, you're actually better at life than you think you are. Just because you've watched to this point in the video. I can tell. I promise you I can tell. So I appreciate you for sticking around and listening to my rant, my rambling. But it's actually been important. And I had to say this to you, brother. Because I care about you. I care about you so much. I don't want you to become one of these overthinking people online. I don't know how to actually say it. But I don't want you to become one of these overthinkers who fixates about, oh no, my physique, or oh no, my hair. If you're working on it, if you're on the correct path, your physique will come with time. It will age like fine wine. It will age like mature cheese. If you want to put it that way. It's going to take you a couple months of dedication, discipline. You have to keep yourself in that wine barrel for a few years, in the gym for a few years, and then you'll come out and you'll be a fantastic taste of wine. You'll be a fantastic physique person. So if you're on the correct path, stick with it, keep learning, keep fighting, keep taking action most importantly. And I promise you, be yourself, and it will only do positive things for you. So no matter what happens on this planet, I appreciate you for watching this video. May God bless each and every single one of you. I hope you've had a fantastic day, or I hope you do have a fantastic day. Stay strong out there. We'll see you tomorrow.